What is going on, guys? Craig 1287 here, bringing you some Battlefield Hardline beta gameplay going on there in the background. There's really not too much to focus on for the gameplay itself. There's one moment, I will point it out, it's pretty darn funny, but the main purpose of this video is I just wanted to kind of remind you guys about the podcast that I do help out with, the Tactical Nation podcast. If you didn't know from the last time, I kind of just briefly mentioned it. Every Saturday, I co-host this podcast. We hop on at 10 a.m. Central Time, but that's just for our hour before while we get everything together, make sure cameras are working and audio's functioning and everybody's good to go. And then the actual podcast itself airs at 11 a.m. Central Time, so that'd be noon for you Eastern fellows. Yeah, and it's about a 2-hour, sometimes it'll go over, podcast. And down on the link below, or the video description below, I will have a link, and this will be a link to, I'll actually put in 2 links. I'll have a link to the actual channel that it airs on, and I'll have a link to our most recent episode. Now, you'll see here, this is the part that I just wanted to point out. I originally was going to, right there, I just walked over a guy. I was originally going to delete this off my hard drive because this was so embarrassing how bad I missed this guy. But then I felt that because of the brevity of it, and because it was actually just really funny. Look at this. I'm walking right next to the guy right now. I just walked past him. Like, it's insane. I don't think I've ever straight up missed someone this. I guess I'm just not used to seeing the corpses and people in this. Look at that, he's still there. Like, his name even showed up red. Like, and there we go, Stark finally killed the guy. But I just thought that was crazy. I guess I'm just not used to the prone visuals and things like. I don't know. This is actually very late into the beta's life cycle. And I actually am using the weapon that you start out with as the mechanic because I realized I never really used it. I only used it for a very short amount of time. I was just curious how it was as a weapon. I pretty much instantly started unlocking the other mechanic weapons, and just, yeah, of course, the K10. I poured dozens of hours using that weapon. So, but yeah, back to the actual podcast. I can go ahead and just tell you guys some of the things that we're going to be talking about. The podcast is a general news kind of podcast. We talk about what news has come out that week, that previous week in gaming. We talk about any games that have come out recently. Right now, GDC is going on. Soon, PAX will be going on. It actually will have started. It starts Friday, the day you're watching this. So, yeah, we'll be talking about a lot of stuff announced, things like AMD pretty much canceling Mantle, Trine 3 being announced, nVidia talking about unveiling the Titan X, AMD and Liquid VR, one of the things that they're coming out with, maybe the potential revival of Star Wars 1313, the new API that is what GL Next was going to be, which is going to be pretty cool. Mod support for Skyrim being expanded upon on Steam, Google being a wireless carrier, talking about the swing that the GPU market saw for 2014 in favor of nVidia, Unity 5 being announced, Unreal Engine 4 being announced as now free. Let's see, what else is there? nVidia opening up PhysX for Unreal Engine 4. Source 2 being announced and being free to actually use, and you only have to pay a little bit to Valve. The Steam machines pretty much being almost in full force right now. The pictures of the latest Steam controller, just all sorts of things. I mean, there's a ton that we're going to be going over and talking about, debating, talking about the potential impact that these things will have on that month or that year or the rest of gaming as a whole. Just a ton of stuff that we'll be talking about. So again, links are going to be in the video description down below that will take you to our latest episode if you care to watch that, and a link to the actual Tactical Nation, well, the Tactical Gaming page where you can find Tactical Nation's podcast. Again, that will be Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And yeah, tune in, chat with us through the Twitch chat, ask me any questions that you want, ask any of the guys really any questions that you care to, and just participate if you want to. So hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay going on there in the background. Hope you enjoyed all of it. Have a good one. Ta-ta.